You don't want to play these games.
Oh, there we go,
Come on,
Mega Man. Where's the Mega Man? Proto Man costume. Oh, alright, because he's not going to be a fighter. Things suck. That's
Look at
cool.
him. He's
Mega
pretty
Man.EXE! It's Zero!
Oh, wow.
That means,
There he is!
That probably means EXE is coming back too.
There he is! Blow it up! What am I fighting for?
Nope, it's Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Where's EXE? He was in 4. Oh, there he is. Hey guys, hope you're having a great week. ShadowRock here to give you another Mega News, this time covering Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Mega Man Zero and ZX Legacy Collection. Let's begin with the latter as we take a look at some new gameplay footage from the most recent Capcom TV broadcast. Links to the full broadcast will be in the description below, as we may not be able to show everything here just because of copyright issues. Also, for this analysis, we will be skipping most of the stuff we already covered before in previous videos, so we do recommend that you check out the previous Zero and ZX Legacy Collection videos, as they will contain the information that we covered before. With that out of the way, here is the highlights of what we learned from this footage. I don't know if this is an intentional Easter egg or not, but before the game starts up, you do see that Uchi-san's PS4 controller light bar is lighting up with a red color. And you know this is the Zero collection. Zero is the Crimson Reploid, so there you go. Anyway, when you start the game, it looks like you will be presented with a choice of either the Zero or ZX series. Pressing left takes you to Zero, and pressing right takes you to ZX. In this case, they select right, which goes into a little animation where they show off the box art of the games from the ZX series, and takes you to the main menu for those games. Now, I know many of you have been asking me whether you can play the Japanese and English versions of each of the games, and the answer is yes. As you can see on the main menu, you can press the square button on the PS4 to change the version of your game, just like in the MegaMan.EXE Legacy Collection. On the top left, it does display which language version you're playing and whether you have casual scenario mode turned on. Yep, it's the badge of shame. However, we do not have any confirmation whether there will be Japanese dubs for the English version or vice versa. That we're probably not going to know until the game comes out. If I had to guess though, just based off the X Legacy Collection, you're probably going to have to play the Japanese version if you want the Japanese dub, and vice versa. We also don't know if the Japanese songs that was present in the originals will still be intact when they come over west. My guess is those songs are not going to make the transition over to the West based on previous releases due to copyright issues. That's why I say if you really care about that stuff, you're better off just importing the Japanese edition of the collection. Okay, now let's dash on over to Z Chaser mode. We covered this mode extensively in the past, but there is some new observations that I want to point out. Previously, it was announced that there will be 12 stages in total, and by looking at the menu here, it looks like it will be 2 stages per game, like we theorized before. A normal difficulty stage and a hard difficulty stage. In the case of Mega Man 01, for normal we have the second stage that you encounter in the game, Aztec Falcon stage, and for hard we have Copy X's stage. Now, although there are only 12 stages, you also have your record, world record, and the ghost record that you have to beat listed for each stage. One thing that's interesting to note is that on the Copy X stage, the rank P version is not available. Perhaps B rank is the minimum for the hard stages? You will be able to challenge them at different difficulties from rank B to rank ZZ or double Z if you prefer. But hold on, what is this rank P about? I think that is the practice mode for the stage. Notice how Copy X's stage has the P grayed out. That could mean that you only unlock practice mode by beating the stage once, similar to X Challenge. Going into the next screen after you select the stage, we already talked about several of the features like the options so you can configure your controls, changing the background music while you play, but this time I want to bring your attention to the single display mode, which you can activate by pressing triangle. That way, when you're playing solo, you don't have to worry about the double screen thing messing you up. That's a nifty feature to have. After all, when you are playing solo, you really are just racing against the clock. Like a standard time trial mode, just with the droning gimmick that you can see the ghost data on a second screen if you so choose. Of course, that second screen will be dedicated to player 2 when you do couch versus mode. Wish that mode had an online component, but for right now, it's only local, as far as we know. That's enough waffling the menus though. Let's move on to some actual gameplay. This time the Capcom Unity crew are showing off Aztec's Falcon stage. Again. But that's okay, because thanks to this footage, we found out 2 nifty details. The first is a silly one. Did you know that you could climb on that hook with the health pickup on top? I think I've seen it before, but a lot of people might not know about that, so that's pretty crazy. And we already talked about how Z Chaser mode is kind of like casual scenario mode, where you don't die when you touch the spikes, you just take damage. But the coolest new detail is what happens when the player dies to the boss at the end. You can see the player left Aztec Falcon with only 2 units of health. So what happens when we go back into the boss chamber? That's right, Aztec Falcon still has those 2 units of health left. Meaning your progress in the boss fight carries over even when you die in Z Chaser mode. Now that is definitely pretty helpful when you are having a really good run, but then you die and you have to redo the boss fight again, so you may as well just restart, right? Well, you might still be able to salvage it if you just go back in and challenge the boss again, because if you got them down low enough, you may still be able to win the race. It's a bit of an interesting mercy rule. Of course, in a serious race, it's probably not going to save you, because you're still going to lose time from going back to the door and skipping through the cutscene, but they at least give you a chance to catch back up pretty quick. Anyway, once the boss is down, we get our first look, I believe, at the results screen. It's pretty basic, it just has your time, personal best, and world record display next to the rank that you completed. And that will do it for the footage, but before we move on, here's a list of some of the songs that's going to be part of the Red Boy Remixes DLC. Some of them were in the trailer about it, some of them are exclusive to this image. There's a remix of Crash, Departure, Train on Powdery Snow, Esperanto, Greengrass Gradation, Trap Phantasm, and a Zero ZX Legacy Collection recreation of the Theme of Zero. That's not the full list, but there you go. Lastly was Jack In and Power Up for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. As you guys know, the new DLC character was announced today, Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses, which in my opinion it is a bit weird that they broke the third party theme they had going on with Fighter Pack Volume 1. I have nothing against the inclusion and I am happy for the Fire Emblem fans, but suffice to say it would be a bit better if they saved this one for Volume 2. This fighter pack started off on a really high note with Joker from Persona 5. We literally did not see it coming. The other ones were pretty good too. And then we go out with a whimper with another Fire Emblem character. I'm not mad or anything, just a bit disappointed that they didn't go all the way with the third party theme. Could have saved the first party ones for Volume 2, but maybe there was a change in plans or something? Either way, I guess we'll have to wait and see if we see Dante, Phoenix Wright, or any other Capcom characters like any Mega Man reps, but I don't think there will be a fighter pack about a Mega Man character in my opinion. But that's okay, because we do have Mii fighter costumes. That's right, back in September of last year, they brought back the Proto Man and Zero costumes from Smash 4, and today they did it again. You see, back when Proto Man and Zero was announced as Mii fighter costumes, I was there like, where's the EXE costume, guys? That was also in Smash 4? What happened to it? Well, I guess they were saving it for a rainy day, because yes, today they announced the EXE and MegaMan.EXE costumes for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Very awesome to have these back, and hey, I'm glad they listened to me. Yeah, I'll take credit for that one. You're welcome. Jokes aside, this is looking like an excellent set of Mii fighter costumes, and if you just want to pick up EXE and X by themselves, they will be 75 cents a piece. Not too shabby. Even though it's not a full-on fighter, it is really cool to see the Smash Bros. Team still giving Mega Man some love even today. But what they didn't give any love to is the Battle Network series music-wise. Because if you watched that trailer, I'm sure you noticed that during the EXE costume section, they played Mega Man Star Force music. The title theme to be exact. And yeah, I guess you could call that a blunder or incorrect usage of the music. But then again, you have to keep in mind, there's no Mega Man Battle Network music at all in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The only music that exists in the game from the EXE timeline is the main theme of Star Force. Considering that Star Force is close enough being the sequel to the Battle Network series, when that's all you got to work with, you take what you can get, honestly. And I'm pretty sure that's the case here. Because if they had just thrown the logic out the window and just played a Battle Network theme anyways, people would assume that we're getting Battle Network music DLC for the game, and then they will whine that they're false advertising when that turns out not to be the case. You know how salty Smash fans can be. I mean, just look at the reaction to Byleth. And I think I'm going to call it there before I poke too many hornets' nests. But before I go, there is going to be 6 new fighters coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate in the form of Fighter Pack Volume 2. Yep, the hype train begins all over again. Who do you think is going to make it into the roster this time? Is it going to be the rumored Dante, something highly requested like Geno, or is this finally going to be the debut for Mega Man Zero? Personally, outside of Mega Man reps of course, I'm hoping for Phoenix Wright and Rex and Pyra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but what do you want to see from the new DLC? Definitely let us know in the comment section below because it's a lot of fun discussing this stuff. Just be kind and courteous down there because there's no need to get angry over dream characters. Because at the end of the day, this game is already pretty darn great. Mr. Sakurai has done a whole lot for us, bless that man. So in that way, we all are winners here. With that, thank you so much for watching. For more on Mega Man, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and other things Blue Bomber, stay tuned to ShadowRockZX. Until next time, rock on, have a awesome day.